Hi guys!
Hey everybody.
Happy April!
Wow, so soon.
It's crazy. It seems like it was just March 1st.
Yeah,
Like last week.
it was. It seems like it was just March 2020 or April
Yes.
2020.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember all that. All right, well, I'm Christy Wood. This is my mom.
Debbie Lee.
Thanks for being with us for our 5-Minute Friday Fave. And this month, we're going to really focus on the resurrection. And we're really excited. Got some great material to bring for you. And for our first oil, first up is Cypress. And who would have thought Cypress is good for so much?
Well, from the video that, I don't know if you're going to release it before this or after, but the one on the resurrection, I was really surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I've neglected that oil.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those unsung heroes.
Yeah.
That can really do a whole lot. So it's really great for circulation. So any kind of cold hands, cold feet, neuropathy kind of feelings that you get, anything that you need more blood flow, or even if you don't need blood flow to something, a bruise, hemorrhoids, varicose veins, all of that Cypress can help with and support your body in healing.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the oil of flow and motion, and I always call it the blood oil.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good for the circulatory system, no matter what it is. And I've used this a lot on my granddad. But biblically, tying it back to Jesus, if you haven't watched the resurrection video that is emailed or text out, let me know and I can get that to you. But Cypress was the original, that was the wood that was used in Noah's Ark. And very, very likely it was the wood that was used to make the cross as well. So you think of the redemption that God has brought through Cypress. It really points us back to Jesus. And think of the healing that we have through the flowing of his blood, the shedding of his blood that he did for us. Cypress was and is such a benefit to our world, and the Lord knows just what he's doing with all of these plants and pointing us to his great design.
Right.
So yeah, Genesis 6:14, you can go and read about the gopher wood or cypress wood.
Right. I had no idea. I really, truly thought that the cross was made from a dogwood tree.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I heard that. I think all my life I've heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
And it may have been. You know, this is not, it's, you know, the, what was it from Lebanon? Is it Lebanon?
Yeah, but it was the cedar trees.
Cedar.
Yeah.
The cedars from, that's a whole nother story that we could go down as well, with the temple being built out of the cedars. That was not, but yes, that these large trees are just very common up in that Mediterranean area.
I do know, just as a gardener, that cypress and cedar do not attract insects.
That's true.
And so when we changed out all the mulch around our house from, say, pine nuggets or pine needles and put down the cypress or the cedar, it depends on what you get, we no longer had an ant problem.
That's cool.
So that is kind of cool. And then we had
keeps the bad stuff. It helps to keep the bad stuff away.
It's a real strong wood, and it's real heavy. We cut down a tree that we had a flat line come through here and just knocked the tree right down. But cutting into it was not necessarily easy, and we've still got a stump that we saved because it's so pretty.
And that was a cypress
because it's
tree?
kind of, yeah, they're wild here.
Yeah.
You know, they grow wild in this area. You have to really be careful. They'll just pop up everywhere. They're very hardy. They really are. But hey, back to the emotional, it has to do with flow too. You know, because let's say you have something happen in your life, and some little trauma or big trauma, and that creates a stir of emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you're not at the place where you can deal with those emotions, so you store them. Because emotions are energy. Remember, we talked about this, and energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be changed.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gets stored in lower vibrations, and then sometimes we're not ready to release it, but it comes up with another trauma, or we are at a place that we are more calm, and things are flowing better, and there's more flexibility and adaptability, and we're ready to release those. And you see that mostly in the grieving process, how you're doing just great, and then all of a sudden, pop, something reminds you of a loved one or something that you've lost, and you'll have to, feel the emotions, process them, and move on. But there was something in the book that I thought was pretty interesting, at least it stuck out to me. It says it reminds individuals that damnation is simply the discontinuation of growth and development. So flow, just think about the flow, and the motion is growing, anything in nature that's growing is moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's moving, it's growing out, it's growing up. And when it quits growing, it dies. But it invites them to step out of the way and allow life to flow freely without compulsion. And compulsion being those things that we do to control life. Say in the case for me, out of fear, I might want to make sure something happens instead of just letting it happen naturally. That's just speaking about me. But Cypress shows how to have perfect trust in the flow of life. And the verse for the day is Proverbs 3:5-6. And a lot of people know it. Even if you don't know verses, you've heard this one. But it's trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So he will make your path straight. Not I will make my path straight, but he will.
Mm-hmm.
And so just trust in that God has a plan, and, getting out of the way and letting him move in our life. And to know that we have something, from the earth that is beneficial in helping us do that. I have a terrible time with cold feet at night. Not during the day, but at night. I'll be sitting there watching TV or whatever, and it doesn't matter if I have shoes and socks on, they get cold.
Yeah.
Well, this is a reminder to put Cypress on my feet at night if it won't keep me up.
Yeah. I don't think it's an energizing oil.
Okay.
But I
well,
find
try
it interesting that, it helps with trust and flowing of life when we get stuck and we plant our feet and we're like, I'm not moving. I'm not budging from this opinion or this way of doing life or whatever it is. How often does that create a hard heart?
Oh, yeah.
Which leads to heart disease.
Right.
And Cypress helps with everything that has to do with the circulatory system.
Might be good just to apply it right over the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
All right. Well, hope that was a blessing to you, and hope that you have a wonderful Easter weekend.
All right. Happy Easter, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.